Hey guys, welcome back to Flying with Planethead. It is me, Planethead, or Jeremiah Johnson 72 out here in Stain. A little bit of an impromptu video today. I thought I don't have a lot of plans for the video. Um, it is my work day, so I'm just kind of doing some game playing before I have to eat some lunch and head into work. But I thought uh, just to create a video and fly around and maybe hopefully not die. Some things that I recently found out. Number one, you've got the new Doctor Who event going on right now. If you haven't checked it out yet, it is out there. I scanned down a site yesterday and um, was able to uh, get some items from a relic site. I haven't actually uh, participated in creating anything there, so I might do a video on that either tomorrow or the next day once I get my weekend. Um, Other little updates. Let's see here. So let's get into Crow. There we go. I've been doing a little bit of research. Amar ships. Eve. I think that should be good. 101. And um, was looking at. There we go. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was this one here. Ship types. Oh no, it wasn't this one. It was. I think it was this one. General information. Well, I was basically going through some of the Eve Wiki, um, the Eve University Wiki stuff, and doing a little bit of research as to ships that I want to do in the future. What was that? What did I get there? Oh, my standings decreased. I killed a few little guys. Um, but I've been flying around in my executioner here for a little while, and I do want to get into a little bit of a better ship soon. This is your tackle ship. I'm able to kill some NPCs out here, but I want us to start doing a little bit more. So, kind of the goal is for the next 25 days, sometime before then, to get a couple of blueprints, get them out here into Stain, and jump into a little bit better of a frigate. Right after that, then move into a destroyer. Now, the there are two major basic destroyers for the Amar, the Corsair and the Dragoon. While I'm very interested in the Dragoon, um, I'm probably going to go with the Corsair because it is the next obvious upgrade for the route that I'm going because I'm going some beam lasers, which the Corsair focuses on that, where the Dragoon mostly focuses on drones. If I'm not mistaken, I think it is the only destroyer, basic destroyer, that can fly drones. So um, I like this, to be honest, but I want to try out the Corsair and go down that road. There's also then after that, I want to get into the cruisers. Cruisers. Um, I did get a comment the other day, and a really cool guy was actually said, he likes my videos, but he really thinks that whenever I should move on to an Omega account. Um, I am going to do that. Just a heads up. This is just kind of a little bit of an experiment to see how much fun I can have for 100 days and the growth potential um, of my character. Uh, the ultimate goal, I've actually timed this out that about 100 days in, I can then go Omega. They usually, if I remember correctly, every 3 months do a special where you can purchase an Omega account for 3 months. Then you get also a second account, or not a second account, a second character on your account that scales up at the same time, which goes exactly the way I want to go. So, but this is more just having fun, learning about Stain and the area that's here, maybe somewhere else too, but without without any fear. That's a good way to put it. Because I have nothing to lose out here. So, but I've just been doing a lot of research on this stuff here. One little trick that I did not think of, and while I was reading, a very small little trick, but if it helps you, I used to when I used to play was I would go and um, I would get small containers to in a station to organize my stuff. Now, everywhere that I have right now, it's kind of on purpose out here in Stain. I'm just dropping stuff off all over the place, just as I get it, because I want to not be tied down to certain spots so that if somebody moves in, I can move to another spot. And people tend to move back and forth, but if I get annoyed in one area for a week, it doesn't slow me down. But one little trick that I did learn was to, rather than using small containers, to actually um, use your free Corvette that you can use. So I'm just going to show you here. Um, let's say I wanted to take all of the relic items that I've gotten, all of the uh, salvage that I've gotten, and get it out of my main inventory. Well, I could do that pretty easily by putting them into a makeshift small container that I don't have to pay for or move around. So I'm going to get back into, I'm going to get into my magnet here because I'm going to be using that here soon. But it still leaves my Impera here just sitting around. So all I'm going to do here is rename it, change the name, la la la, and we're going to do salvage as the name of it. Boom. And now, even though this is a ship, it's a free small container that when I come in here, to all my stuff, stack all. I got a lot of junk in here. Got 65 million worth of junk just in this one station. That's cool. I'm going to scroll down here, take all my salvage, blah blah blah, and throw it right into my salvage there. Come on. Oh, put it inside the item container. There we go. And just like that, I've just been able to clean up and organize all my salvage stuff into here. Now, obviously, you can only do this with small items, but man, it can really clean up your main item bay and make it easier for you to just see what you have. Was able to pick up a couple of random things here by doing some sites, and I can do the same stuff with my data collection, my data set collection of stuff that I've gotten. Let's see here. Skill wise, where am I at? I think I just dumped a big skill in there during my work days. I think I'm going to do that going forward because I'm not going to be able to play as much. Yeah, I dumped in small energy turret. Why did I do that? I got 8 days left on it because, like I was saying, I'm going to move on to a couple better destroyers. So at least the next uh, 20 days or so, I'm sorry, better frigates. At least through the next 50 days, I'm going to be flying my first 50 days of flight in this. I'm going to fly frigates and destroyers, and all of those use the small energy turrets. So by getting it to level 5, I'm going to be able to do that. And then I think down here, and I'm going to stay focused on the small beam laser optimization. So I think this one here, I need the prerequisite show info. I need the small energy turret. So as soon as this gets bumped up, I can go the small beam laser progression, which is just a little bit more damage, 2% per level. So hit that, bang, bang, bang. I'm ready to roll, doing a lot of damage with my Corsair once I build it. So I got those. Last but not least, I've been doing my sites here, but I stepped away. If you watch my last video or two on the playlist, if you don't know, I put everything into the playlist, day one through whatever. It's in the description of the videos. If you're bored someday, I try to make these videos 30 minutes or less so that if you just want to throw it in and play it, you can skip through if I get boring. um, but let's see here. We're going to go up to Eve. And let's see here. We're going to go to quick links in Dotland. Blah, blah, blah. And down here, where are we? Again, these are terrible videos sometimes that I do because I literally just woke up. That's why I'm investing in a lot of coffee. If you notice down here, I don't sleep late. Well, I'd sleep late because I get in late. I work until usually 6 o'clock in the morning. But I wanted to give you a heads up, a little a review of my excursion the last couple days down to the southwest corner of Stain. I was able to go down to EOT down here, scan it out. What I ran into was both times I went down here, these were heavily scanned out for relic sites. And what I noticed was they were leaving the sites up. So whoever was doing it, they would go in, scan down the big boxes, but leave the small boxes up, which actually slowed me down. Which is fine. Not a big deal because I'm not trying to go for a huge amount of money. I'm more so just trying to create or get the salvage from the relic sites that's there. But the big one here, and I'm trying to remember which spot it was at. I want to say it was OTAC F. On day 2, I had logged off in EO2 here. I noticed that all of this area here, I didn't really even come down here much. I think I went down to BTAC 2. Not 100% sure. But it's all owned by a specific Alliance corporation. And when I got up here, there was a drag bubble right on the gate. So it is defended by them. Maybe I got a little bit lucky going in the first time, but it was a little bit tough to get back out. I had to be really careful. So you got to be careful with these spots here. And I'll probably not be going out here. Why do I want to be careful here? Because you could die. But some days I might want to have some fun and go down there. Up here, and I've talked about this in the past, when you have multiple directions that you can go, it's a lot harder to get a drag bubble up to defend an area. You would have to put multiple drag bubbles up. So a lot of people don't want to live in these areas as big corporations. They want their homes to be defendable. Now, if you're looking for something like this, if you notice with Stain, and to live out in NPC Null but not have to worry as much about flying, it's still dangerous. But Null has a lot of these routes that only have one in and out. So it's going to be a little bit tougher to be out here. My old stomping grounds and where I have my other character, Bruiser McBruise, is out here in Syndicate. Out here in Syndicate, if you notice up here, there's a big web of an area here, multiple directions of things. So that's a tough spot for somebody to drop some some of the warp disruptors. Now there are some pockets here, but nowhere near the runs that you have out in Stain. There is one long one here, but again, you've got multiple jumps here, so you don't have the spot all in a row. I would lay money there is a decently sized group down here. I haven't looked at all these really good stations. That's got to be owned by somebody. If I'm not mistaken, over here is where Eve University is. So that's kind of cool. But if you want to try out NPC Null, I would honestly suggest this over here if you want to be around people. Down over here in the Great Wildlands, I've lived out here. If you've seen my previous set of videos before I started doing this one, I do like it out here. The only problem out here is it has very few NPC stations. It's only got 3. If it's still there, there are some open stations here, but again, you've got these long runs of systems that you got to be careful in. But this is pretty quiet out here if you just want to try to live out here. That said, let's have some fun. How much time we got? So I have one goal today. I got about 14 minutes. We're going to go back over to here to Stain Universe. I want to go move a few blueprints around, and this is going to be a little bit scary. I may die doing it. I haven't been up this way in a while. I want to get my blueprints close to the same area. They don't need to be in the same station. Where are we there? Stain. I'm so used to going up to Syndicate. If I remember correctly, I think in 1H or S5J, I dropped off some blueprints when I first got out here for, I think, some scanning equipment or something. We're going to check that out. I want to go pick those up. And on my way, scan out to see what anomalies are along the way, update that, and then maybe on my way back, scan those down if I don't die. So, let's see here. Yeah, 1H, set destination. And the goal here is to pick up this core probe launcher and the data, and I think I probably have a relic analyzer in here. Nothing huge. This was whenever I first lost my scanning ship and had to get back out here. But I want to start getting my blueprints down because I have some goals over the next month or two. So we're going to go ahead and get going here. I almost fly in this area a little bit of an impunity. If I get caught, so what? If I'm in the webbed area, the web mapping area. Now, once I start going through the routes, the singular routes, I'll start checking things out. But so don't yell at me if I'm not fully scanning each area. Sisters. Okay, let's check out. We're going to go down here and you. I'm not going to scan these down. I'm just going to make note of them. And then I may scan them down on the way back. So UK, the last time I came through, had no sites. Go. Now this is RL. I think there's going to be a lot more sites because of the Doctor Who thing that's going on right now. But it might be a little bit quieter. There's a slight chance because a lot of people go to low sec during these events to do these things. So a lot of your gankers and things like that. And nobody in system. Nothing. Still no sites, so that's nothing we need to update there. So while I'm on my way to the next site, should be Q. Let's just take a quick look. We got one jump, nobody in the last 30 minutes there on average. Got one pilot in LC. Ooh, 2 pilots in RPS, so that's important. U6, LB. This is the area here that I got to be careful in, but one pilot there, one pilot. So I got a little bit of an action going on. Just people that, on average, were in space. So nobody here in the UK. I got 2 sites. This is QM. QM. Okay, and both of those are 2 new sites, so that's important. I'm going to go ahead and just jump on through here. Actually, hold up. Stop my ship. Nope. Well, up. I might die. Ha! Let's see. QM. Let's see. I should be okay. I've got a couple of ship kills here in the last 24, but nothing recent. Cross our fingers. Ooh, an interdiction probe. Shit. So, well, that's why we don't get overconfident. Luckily, I don't have anybody in the area. get out of the sphere as quickly as possible. Location. Save spot. I'm getting out of it so that I don't get killed by the Sancha. So if you've never seen... Let's save that. And the interdiction sphere. So this is one of the save spots that I have. Number 1, am I at safe LC? So I'm within range. So if I would have done that correctly, actually this will be a good spot. Probably, you know what I want to do. But if I would have done this correctly, number 1, I would have seen that somebody was in system. So I would have taken the time to scan this down a little bit. There's a good chance that on the opposite side of this gate is somebody waiting. Let me stop. So if I would have been doing this correctly, I would have gone to my safe site, which would have been within 14.3 AU of the gate. Then I would have scanned it. The sphere go away. Couldn't have gone away. That's weird. I thought I dropped a safe spot there. That's weird. Boy, I need to wake up. So I'm going to try to warp to this 100. Did I just type safe and wasn't paying attention? I'll go ahead and warp to it. I think I did. Wow, I didn't even think about that. I probably just type it safe without even thinking about it. I gotta watch the video after this. If you watch me do it, you probably saw me type that in. It's taking me up to 0.5 AU away, but I still can't see the gate. I'm going to try to warp to the gate at 100 out, but I think it's still going to drag me into it. But I want to show it to you. If I die, I die. There's nobody in the system, so I feel okay. The main thing is if I do get drugged into the gate or into the interdiction sphere, I need to turn around so those rats can't kill me like I just did. So we're going to warp to it at 100. Let's play around a little bit with this. So what I want to do, okay, so the sphere is gone. Well, you guys saw it. I saw it. Safe. Let's warp back to my location. So time to really take a chance. This is really dumb of me. Obviously, somebody left that sphere here. Why did they leave it? I don't know. They may be right on the other side of this gate. So... go. Go ahead and jump through it. Or they may have just moved on. I know that LJX isn't there anymore. Okay, it's got nobody here. No sphere here. I want to play around with it for a little while. Okay, so we got RP5. Now let's not make that same mistake that I just did. We're going to go RP5 or RPS, whatever it is. I think it's RPS. I'm going to warp 100. This is my safe spot right outside of it. This is an open Fortizar that anybody can land at and live in, but I don't like to do that because it is player owned. You never know when somebody's just going to get mad. Then you can't get to your stuff. So that is one thing that I like about Stain and Syndicate. Has the NPC stations, but you can also live out here. There's some definite negatives to that. At some point down the road, I'd love to either join a corporation or create a corporation, start doing my own thing. Um, good, good, good. Okay, so let's hit the hotkey V to see if there's any interdiction spheres. There aren't any. Good, so we're just going to jump through. Now, there was an interdiction sphere on the opposite side of the last place to get through, so that I would give it about a 50-50 chance that somebody's sitting on the opposite side of this. This is the one area that I did die in when I first came out here. This is a spot where people will hunker down and try to kill people at the next 2 or 3 jumps that I go through. Got one guy in system. Got some stuff killed here. We got a location there. We got a thrasher out here someplace. I think that's been out there for a while. So we're going to go to my... Notice how I've got... Even though I died here, I was able to get some save spots down. This is really saving me a lot of time and a lot of fear. Okay, so they've got some sister scanner probes out. That's weird. Okay, so there's an Astero. So the Thrasher is just sitting there. The Astero is out doing stuff. As you get used to seeing your directional scanner, you can kind of get a view in your mind of what's going on. I'm not so worried about anybody trying to kill me on this side of the gate, but we're going to check out the next side. So we are... Where am I at here? RPS? Okay. So RPS, I'm going to U6 now. See if anybody's died recently. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. 3 people die in the last hour. This may be a death for me. Careful, Bill. Okay, let's get to our safe location as quickly as possible. Should have checked that before I jumped through. So, there's something. If I remember correctly, at the gate that I was just at, just show you here. So, I was in RPS. I'm going to warp back to 100 outside of it. And this is a great example of where a gate camp probably was at, if I'm not mistaken. They would have dropped a bubble, and then they would have killed the rats at the gate, which would leave... Notice all of these ship wreckages that are living here, because they've got to kill that stuff off. Just going to warp away again so I don't get caught. They would have been sitting on this side of the gate with the warp bubble up, but those rats are going to keep coming in. They got to kill those while they're waiting for any unsuspecting people like me to come through. Station here. A lot of stuff dead. Okay. So the question here is, this is where people died in U6. Where am I going into here? U6. Right here. So this could be a little bit iffy. L6ON. That's where we want to jump through. I don't have anybody dying in the last 6 hours here, so that makes me feel a little bit better. But if there was a recent gate camp here, maybe they moved up one. I'm not seeing anybody... Whoa, what's that? Whoa, a stiletto. I am the trap. I think that's what it says. I am the trap. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. That was a stiletto, right? So, do I take the chance of trying to get out of here? He was just right there. Mm, I feel like dying. Let's go for it. What we got here? So, oh, it just hit 30 minutes. So, end of video, I may die. Almost home. This is kind of the scariest area I've found so far out here in Stand for me. Yep, look at that. Somebody got killed right there. An industrial ship. I know going Omega, I can start using cloaks and have a lot better chance of getting through here. Good. Okay, so I got an Apocalypse Navy issue. I'm going to run through here. I should normally go to one of these safe spots, but since this is a Navy issue and there's a like a 90% chance that that's this guy here, it could just be somebody that's sitting out there, like left their thing in a pause. Um, but I really just want to get here. The other thing to do, you think this is crazy, not crazy, to live longer out here, get friends. um, let's say you want to go get some blueprints. All right, get two of your friends to escort you. You know, have some fun that way. Actually live the game. So that's kind of the goal is the future is to actually grow a group or have a group of people who want to just fly together and do different things. Um, Years and years ago when I played, I didn't know a whole lot, but I ran. I was in a alliance that's no longer around. I can't remember the name of it. It had Pandora in the name of it. But they were a bunch of miners who hauled their stuff to market, and they would have these freighters, and um, that they would take there, and we would actually run scouting in front of them to make sure there weren't any gankers ahead of them. Now, that's been a lot of changes since then. That was probably kind of dumb of me. Just kind of jumping through here real quick because I feel a little less scared. I may die, but a little less scared now that I got through that run. I'm up here. There's a couple of. I think I'm in 5J right now. I've got one jump to go, but there's multiple exits and entrances here, so it's a little bit harder for there to be warp bubbles and things like that. Stratios out here. Interesting. Let's duck this puppy up. And well, I made it. Didn't do it the best that I've ever done, but and show you how you can live actively. That's how I like to play. Um, any questions, any ideas, any thoughts? Feel free to comment or message me in game. Again, this is Jeremiah Johnson 72, or my YouTube channel is Planethead. Alrighty, you guys fly safe, fly dangerously, fly however the heck you want, and have a good one. Bye bye.